to this fabulous edition of Oxford Empowered. I'm Brenda Pierce, the empowered nurse here to triage body, mind, and spirit. And today we are at Leading Edge Equine Academy with Monique Gerber.
Hi,
Monique.
welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having us here today. It's amazing what the healing power of horses can do for people. And what you are doing here is totally amazing. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about the journey of how the Academy arrived here.
How I got started with it?
Yes.
Well, actually, I have grown up with horses. I have loved horses from, I think, in the womb. And I remember running away as a child because I wanted to have a pony. And so I packed my little stick in the little bag and I left home because I really wanted to have a pony. My mother didn't even know I ran away because I was just gone for the day and I came back. But I've always loved horses. And when I was growing up, I actually had a pretty tough childhood, and my teen years were really tough, and I always go back to the horse that I had at the time and the herd that was there, and I believe that they saved my life. I actually did try to commit suicide as a teenager, so knowing that, having that experience and being able to really understand, I really started to really understand and bond with what horses can do for people.
Yeah.
So I did actually get into the field. I've wanted desperately to work with horses, so I was a farrier, which is somebody that puts shoes on horses and trims their feet, and I traveled around. I did that for a lot of years until an accident prevented me from, I ended up having to give it up. But I had started to see a lot of what can happen in the industry with horses, and I wanted to do something different with horses, and I knew that this was out there, so I went on the search to find the program that I really wanted to work with, and I found this equine assisted learning building block program.
Right.
Fell in love with it, and it's just been go after that. So
wow, fabulous. You know, it's amazing how people are turning a tragedy or a tough time or something into their greatest gift. And now you're helping so many people here. I'd love for you to tell us, please, about the two different programs that you have going on right now.
Okay. Well, Equine Assisted Learning Building Block Program is a skills development program. So it's so cool that every program that we do has an objective in mind, and it's all about building those skills, those life skills, in order to help people develop, to grow. Teams, corporate teams, it's a communication, team building event where we work a lot on the communication, we work a lot on understanding each other, where we need to be on the team, just in the teamwork, just in corporate alone. And then the women's programs that we do are real personal development programs where they are really working on building those skills really that we need in order to get ahead in our lives, working on some of the fears that hold us back, understanding what fear even means to you, because for everybody, and the more I do this program and the more I talk to different women, I see fear means something very different from one woman to the next, and what they need to do with that fear in order to work with it, work through it, get on with it, and move on with their lives. And then of course with the youth as well, it's about empowering those youth, so it's building those life skills again. And so this is all about building those skills. And then I also work with a registered social worker where we do equine assisted therapy, so that that's more of a one-on-one, whereas equine assisted learning is more of a group effort where everybody's put onto teams and they have to problem solve and work together to solve the problems of whatever it was that was placed in front of them. So
let's follow through. We have a fish. Okay. So line. Yep.
Okay. Nice. Good teamwork.
Okay, keep walking. Left. Okay, there's a rock right in front of you, blind. So pick up your left foot and go right over it. Yep, right there. And follow through. Oops. Okay. Right foot. Well, it's fabulous because horses hold no judgment.
Exactly.
And they really can help us to overcome a lot of the blocks that are in our own lives. And it's amazing how the grounding that happens when you have work with the horses. It can really be transformative in so many ways.
It's very big. It's very big. Exactly. They have no judgment. They don't care if you are the queen or if you're a janitor or a servant. They don't care. They just care about what they want you to be congruent. They want your insides to match your outsides. They want to know that how you're acting is how you're really feeling, because they're responding to that energy that you're giving off. And if it's mixed up, they understand that that's mixed up, and they want to do whatever it takes to help you get clear. So it's fantastic because it forces us to be in the moment, to be to really be able to make that change instantly, because that's what we see happening all the time, is that it is possible to make change in the moment immediately. So we think it has to take forever, and we've got to go through this and we got to go through that. But you know what? Once you experience it in the moment, you know that you can make that change. So people leave the arena and they have that memory, and it's also a muscle memory.
Right.
But I can make that change. And it is possible. So it's beautiful, and horses just want us to be better. They just, after all the thousands of years we've done to horses, it's amazing, but they just want us to be better.
Right. That's just such a beautiful thing. We can be better. We can be better than where we are right now. We don't have to be stuck in our disease and disorder and all that chaos that's going on.
Exactly.
That the horses are here really to help us in such a magnificent way. There's one more log. Pick up your left foot. And you're kicking the bucket, and with your right hand, reach straight down in front of you. There's a chicken. Perfect. Okay. Now, your foot is behind the bucket. Now, right foot next to, over the bucket.
How you doing, Angela?
Very good. And here we are. Good. Wonderful. We got through it.
Okay.
Yay,
all right.
teamwork. That's
okay, you
wonderful.
can just take the headset off. Okay. All right. How was that?
That was really well.
That was really well executed. Yeah, nice. How did you feel being blindfolded?
It was because I know there's 4 in the space for Sherlock to get through. 5, sorry, for Sherlock. But I also found it interesting that Brenda challenged us more than what we would have, because we've done it a couple times, so we automatically would make the person that can see pick up the items, whereas Brenda challenged me being blindfolded to pick it up, which was kind of neat because we've never done that. So yeah, it was really good.
And why did you decide that?
I just decided that there has to be someone kind of calling the shots, and I'm used to doing that. But honestly, everybody has a role to play in a team, right? There's no I, and everybody has to do something, or else they're just passively acting out what's going on. So it was really fun to really take the charge and know that everybody had their limitation and try to keep that straight as to what it was.
Keeping that in mind. And were you able to remember who was who and what they were able to do on the team?
Yes.
How did it feel to not be able to hear anything?
Very frustrating. Actually, part of my own life journey is I am deaf in one side. So it was really interesting to actually practice being totally deaf and unable to understand what was going on around me, and realize that I still had the power of my voice to be able to get the communication through. So it was really good.
Yeah, I found it really interesting, and I'm not sure how the rest of you noticed that, but you immediately, because you have that take charge personality or whatever, that you did. You just stepped right up into that role, even though you can't hear anything, so you don't know what's really happening. How did it heighten your sight?
Yes, it did.
Yeah?
Actually, it did.
Yeah, and then all of it, so you really felt that the rest of your senses started to heighten, and
Yes. You felt your teammates right there, and you had to be as reliant on them as they were on you in order to succeed, which is really powerful.
Yeah, that whole teamwork and being able to rely on the people that are around you or in your lives, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And it was
Have you
neat
ever done
because
it before?
Marcy was talking at
didn't.
first. So you don't know this because you couldn't hear, but Marcy was giving me directions, but so were you because you can't hear.
Yeah.
So I was a bit confused at first because I'm like, oh, who am I supposed to be listening to? But then Marcy, even though she's no touch, knew that you were talking, and then kind of let you take the leadership. Was really cool. But yeah, it was just...
And everything works out. When everybody's on the same plane and wants to help and work together, then everybody dynamically falls into the right spots.
Exactly. Once you know your role, you know the goal, and you know what every member of the team is bringing to the team, then the goal is easy, the task is easy to accomplish, right? Yeah. So that worked beautifully, each and every one of you. Now, what did you notice about Sherlock? No touch.
No touch. She was calm. He just stopped when we needed to stop. He relaxed, and he was just working with the team as a group.
Yeah, he was. He was right in there, and somebody else has come over to check things out, see how things are going. So, yeah, that was fantastic. Well done.
I didn't know that she had never done it before.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was her first time. Was pretty impressed.
And thrown in because she didn't even know we haven't done anything with her
Right.
yet. So
Yeah, I was
she had
very
no idea.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good job.
I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about your horses. I see you have a beautiful array of
Yes.
colors and
Yes.
and all this, and personalities.
We
and-
do. We have an assortment of them. We have 6 of them in our program, and one of them is a pony.
Nice.
So ponies always add a whole other element to the pictures. Working with young children, sometimes that pony is great, but ponies have a whole other mindset. Ponies are the kings of everybody. So sometimes throwing in a pony with adults can be fun because they have a whole other different aspect. But we have a Percheron over here. This is our big girl over here. She's our lead mare, so she always challenges those leaders. She really helps you build those leadership skills. And this is our 21-year-old thoroughbred off the track. He's been with us a long time. He's fantastic, and
Beautiful.
he loves his women and children. We have a quarter horse over here. He's actually. He isn't riding anymore. He actually has bad knees, so he doesn't get any riding anymore, but he loves this program. And of course, how great is that we can, I mean, it's called repurposing. It's a horrible thing to say it that way, but really, he has a whole new purpose. We don't need to have sound horses for this. How many of us go through life and aren't sound?
Yes, yeah.
We have our own lamenesses, but he is absolutely a dream. We call him Mr. Sensitive. He knows exactly what's going on in a person's body. He will walk up to people, and he knows exactly, like if they've had surgery spots, he can touch every spot.
Oh, wow.
And he just blows people away with that. And they just want to make you feel better.
Yes,
Right? They just
yes.
want to pull that out of you. So
Yes, exactly.
yeah, and then we have a few more out there as well. So yeah.
Wonderful. Now, the horses, when you design a program, are you picking the horses to the people, or do the horses pick the people, or how does that work?
Well, I first go out and I sort of decide with my horses who's coming in that day. So it depends on how many people are coming in for the program, whether it's going to be 2 horses or 3 horses or 5 horses or whatever. If it's a bigger group, they all come in. But I do kind of work with my horses a little bit, and they'll let you know. They let you know who wants to work that day. These were not the ones planned for today. So
Really?
one of them was. But yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They let you know.
Yeah.
And so, and then when they come in, then it's up to the people to decide who they're going to partner with their horse.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So if somebody comes in, wants to work with you, how do they get started?
Generally, so it could be a group that's coming in, so a different association or whatever. They're going to contact me, and they'll know the numbers the people that they want to bring in. And we always start. This is a curriculum program. We do workshops where there'll be a one day where there's different programs. Every program has a different objective.
Right.
So, for instance, this one is really about teamwork and that clear communication and building empathy and compassion and trust, which that communication is blended into every program that we do, but they build on each other. So the first one is always, depending on the group that's coming in, where we'll do a lot of relationship building to start.
Yeah.
And then we proceed from there. So, then we start to work on the different skills like problem solving or choices or any very, like we have about 50 different programs in this, in EAL.
Amazing.
So, yeah, it is
the
amazing.
whole gamut.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And we just really cater it to whatever it is that the group is looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if there was, say, addictions program, do you cater to even people that are having addictions and choices? And
Absolutely, because it's still
Substance
about the
abuse.
skills. It's still about building those skills to make those different choices and building that self-esteem and building the confidence in order to feel good enough about yourself to make that change.
Yes.
So absolutely, like I love to work with mental health practitioners as well.
Right.
And if they come into the program and help me with that aspect, that's fantastic. I love to see them already, working with therapists of some kind.
Right.
However, because this is skills development, we really focus on those skills of making those choices, making that change.
Wonderful.
So,
Wonderful. A very enriching program. I'm so happy that we're here with you today.
Yeah,
Such
you're
a
gonna try
beautiful
one.
day. Yeah, it's a privilege for us to be able to participate while you're running your group today and be able to watch the horses in action, watch the interconnections happening between the horses and the students and really making that switch happen. Well, right now, it's important for us to hear some of the stories of the women that are here today and their experiences with the Leading Edge Equine Center. And I'd like to start with you. Can you tell us your name?
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about your experiences here and how the horses have made a difference to you.
Well, when I initially started the program, we do these little sessions, and I just thought, okay, this is crap, right? You know, they're saying, you know, what are you feeling and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm feeling this, but really, you know, it's hard to believe that a horse can tell you how you're feeling. Right. And then there was one day when I was really down, and we came, and it was just the two of us, and she let the horses run around, and just watching the horses, and they were backing themselves into a corner and, you know, doing things that we really were feeling, right? So that day it came reality that these horses actually are, you know, telling us how we're feeling. And so now I look at it and I'm like, this is a great program, you know, because it's really helping me understand how I truly am feeling inside, you know, and opening up, and that talking about it really does make things better. So
wonderful. Thank you very much, Michelle. I can see the emotional impact in your eyes. It's really heart rendering, isn't it?
Yeah. I wish this program could go on for longer, because it's great to come here and do this, you know, once a week. So,
what is your name?
My name is Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how this center and the work that's done here has affected you?
A lot as a woman and as a mother. It's been an incredible experience, and patience, and how that incorporates. The horses really bring that out, and the understanding of it and what it means to me every day. It's incredible. It's been an incredible learning experience. Yeah.
So how long have you been here working with the horses?
Off and on for quite a while. Like it's been weekly, but other sessions we've come to that Monique has in the evening has been a great learning experience. They bring out something inside you. It's hard to describe.
So in your past, have you ever had experience with horses in the past, or
Not
is this new?
I grew up in Oxford County, so I'm a Oxford County girl, so a lot of farmers in the family and experiences with horse, but nothing this intimate. As a mom and a woman, it's been a valuable experience to take home to my family.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. And the horses are so sensitive and so knowing and so intrinsic in the learning experiences that are here at the Leading Edge Equine Academy. We really have been privileged to have this experience here with all these wonderful horses and women experiencing what Oxford County has to offer. Something really special and very empowering. And so how can people get a hold of you?
Well, my website, so leadingedge.com. My email is monique@leadingedge.com. Mm-hmm. And my phone number?
Sure.
226-749-4830.
Wonderful.
So, and I'm on Facebook. Facebook, of course, Leading Edge Equine Academy.
We'll be back right after this break with more of Oxford Empowered.
The following program is brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
Christmas is a special time of year when we are able to come together with family and friends to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The Christmas season is also a time to give thanks for all that we've been blessed with, give back in our communities, and help those who may be less fortunate. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and all the best in the coming new year.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm a volunteer at Rogers. I volunteer at Rogers because some years ago I had a pretty serious accident that left me with a traumatic brain injury. Rogers is one of the first places that I've begun volunteering at after this injury. Also makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like I have a little bit of purpose because I am unable to work at this time.
Hi, and welcome to Oxford Empowered. This episode is all about nutrition, problems and solutions for you to empower you to make good life choices. Now, let's get on with the show. Welcome back to Oxford Empowered. Today's guest in the first segment is Cecily Alexander. She's a registered dietitian who has been a fixture in southwestern Ontario. Many lives have been affected by her knowledge and information that she's imparted to help people make good choices in terms of dietary intake and solutions for their medical problems. And as such, Cecily, I'd like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Brenda. I really want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce my book, Just Eat Less. And again, the second part is important, easier said than done, because it's not as easy as the diets that you see in the market, all the books that are out there. There won't be so many different plans if it was easy.
Right.
So this book takes you through some of the difficulties and some of the challenges that you may have in losing weight.
Wonderful. You know, it's really a pivotal point. I remember way back in the mid-'70s when fast food really started popping up in Oxford County, and life's changed with that intake of new, fresh, adventurous foods, so to speak. But the ravages of that over time have really had their toll on us.
They have.
There's a great majority of people who are overweight or struggling with their weight.
Yes.
And as such, I think it's really wonderful that you've been able to create this wonderful book, because based on your years of experience, you have a lot of information to impart that I think Oxford County and beyond really need to get their hands onto.
Absolutely. And I really think this is the approach that most dietitians use in terms of just eating less. So, as I said, what does that mean? And it is an introduction of more fruits and vegetables into our daily cooking and our preparation of foods. So you start off by thinking of your